start again. It's a rich thing.
What's up, y'all? It is Tasha. I am back with another video. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. We are back for another review of The Never Ever Mets, Season 1, Episode 7. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have, y'all know how we get down. Okay, this episode, I don't know, because I'm tired and I've had the longest short week ever, but this episode was not really doing it for me. Again, just kind of all over the place, but we're gonna go through it. I may have a co-host over here to my right that chimes in. I'm a one-woman show, but I have a man here that might say something, so if y'all hear it, that's where it's coming from, because he gets a little worked up over this show as well with the things that happen. Okay, so this episode picks up with Millie and Greg. Y'all remember last episode he shared that he basically had this secret. He lets us know that he's been molested before. Feels a little bit embarrassing to share because he's a male. He felt like he should have done more. Millie does rub him on the shoulder a little bit. I guess that's her version of kind of consoling him. But I just really don't appreciate how the episode doesn't even address how she was almost getting upset with him last episode for inserting his trauma into her trauma scene and her moment that she was having. But we just kind of jumped into woo. And it went from like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and we don't know where all the other missing footage has gone. But here we are. Millie says it will help them get closer and help them really understand each other more. Trauma bonding. Greg thinks he can let his emotions show more, and the therapist thinks they'll be a-okay. I don't know why, but that's what she says. Once they are alone, Millie tells Greg that for him to really get on track with who he is, he really has to deal with all his childhood trauma, because he will continue to do things that don't serve him. Y'all, how can the blind lead the blind? How do she think she can provide guidance to someone about their trauma when she has not dealt with her own trauma? She tells him to accept his truth because she isn't running off. Okay, girl. It's the next day. Millie's telling the guys, and when I say guys, I mean everybody but Chris, because y'all know they is not friends, okay? That it's Greg's birthday in the next week, and she's going to have a 90s themed birthday party for him, and she wants it to be a surprise. So keep that in mind as we go on with the rest of the episode. So next we see all the couples getting together. They are with Taronda and they're going to play a game. They want to see how in sync their partners are with each other and how well they know each other. So the game is called Are We on the Same Page? So they'll just be asked questions. They'll put up their answers. If the answers match, I guess it goes in their version of a ghetto scrapbook. If it does not match, they will go in the shredder. So with the guys, the first question is the date you first connected was, and I have to fill in the blank. Shay and Josh say Friday, they match. Millie and Greg 3 years ago, they match. Diamond and Aaron both say 2017. At this point, I don't know if they're supposed to have a date, a day, a year. They just let anything fly. Chris and Sadia don't match, as Chris says, I don't know. And it's only been 3 months for them, and he does not even know when they met. Aaron and Jody don't match. So the next question is their favorite hobby. Basically, all the couples match except for Aaron and Diamond and Millie and Greg. When it comes to money, they're asking if the woman is more of the spender or saver. Pretty much everybody starts to match. Greg and Millie don't match again. And at this point, if y'all are watching the episode, Millie is starting to get a little pissed off that they are not matching and playing this game very well. One question is about the biggest obstacle they have overcome. Josh says communication. Shay says the baby. She then tells us, so we get a little bit more information, that the baby caused them to stop talking for about 2 years. And then 3 years ago, they reconnected again online, and it was like nothing had ever happened. For Aaron and Diamond, of course, it was the proposal to the other woman who told him no. Chris and Sandia say communication. Millie and Greg, they don't match yet again. And Greg, y'all, had the nerve to say distance was their biggest obstacle. They live 30 minutes away from each other.
30 minutes.
How is distance the biggest obstacle? Okay. They then ask about the woman's favorite sexual position. Y'all, I don't care because I feel like at this point, every episode has had a game, a conversation, or something surrounding sex. And honestly, none of these people should probably be having sex. But next, the men have to tell the women's birthdays. So Aaron and Jody get it right. Of course, y'all know fingernail polish Aaron. He's hating because actually Aaron and Jody's getting a lot of answers right. And I mean, I guess so. All they do is talk. They're not doing nothing else. So I guess they should know each other. Greg gets Millie's birthday wrong. She gets upset because she's like, how does he know my favorite sexual position but doesn't know my birthday? Questions that needs answers, I guess, girl. I don't know. The next question is, his guilty pleasure is Shay and Josh both say smoking. Of course, Aaron and Diamond say sucking toes. Sandia and Chris match with sex. Are we shocked here? And I don't know how Sandia is not seeing the writings on the wall yet again. Greg and Millie, for the umpteenth time, don't match. And she says she has learned that they are not on the same page. So the game is over. Josh and Shay get the most right. Back inside, Greg is talking with the guys about the game and how he felt because they got so many things wrong. Aaron is saying, you know, it's really about seeing where they need to get to know each other more. And Chris asks basically if he sees himself with Millie. And Greg is like, yeah, that's the goal. I don't see it. As bad as I wished I could, I just don't. Millie is also talking to the girl. She's disappointed that Greg did not remember her birthday as well, especially because y'all remember earlier she told us she was planning this 90 themed birthday party for him. So that really hurt her because it's really the small things for her that mean the most, not the big gestures. So now back with the guys. Chris, of course, just thinks, you know, about what he always thinks about. Sex. And asks Greg if he thinks he will get some for his birthday. The answer to that is probably no. I mean, he didn't have that great of a chance before they didn't play the game well, but now that he didn't even remember her birthday, he's probably not going to see her in her birthday suit. That's all I got to say. So Millie says that now Greg is in the doghouse. They have to take a step back. And along with, you know, him being in the doghouse, Aaron is joining him in the doghouse because of the whole bed situation last week. But now he's planned this hella awkward photo shoot for them to get back on the same page. So now it's time for the photo shoot. Aaron and Jody, they're about to leave. Jody says she's still torn because she doesn't know how to feel about the pressure he put on her with the whole bed thing. And I think him waking her up with a kiss on the forehead, if I remember correctly. But, you know, once they get to the photo shoot, the photographer, she gets really excited and she's glad that this is the date that they both can enjoy. Because, you know, the first date was her vagina dried up because he could not open the wine. Wow. Basically. So this one is supposed to be better. Back at the house, Chris' friend Ben shows up. The minute I heard the name Benz, that told me everything I needed to know in regards to his friend. Yeah, we thought it couldn't get any worse with Chris. Ben said, hold my beer, because I'm going to show you how much worse this can really be. So Chris tells him about Sandia, and he tells him the chemistry is crazy, bro. I don't know. This chemistry must be this is a science class I have never taken, because the chemistry that Chris keeps talking about, I don't know. But of course, Benz asks if he has smashed, and Chris says, I'm trying to do something different and really get to know her. Can y'all tell? Because I can't tell that he's trying to do something different with her when we just saw last week you just wanted Aaron out of the room so that y'all could smash. But you want to do something different with Sandia. Okay. Sandia's best friend shows up. I think her name was Stephanie, if I'm remembering correctly. And she asks Sandia if she sees a future with him. Sandia says yes. I want Sandia to borrow my glasses at this point because homegirl needs some help. I don't know why she sees a future with him. She also says, at first, all the girls thought he was an a-hole, and now they're just complimenting him. Where are the compliments? Which female in the house is complimenting Chris, y'all? I don't know where the footage is going. I don't know why OWN and the producers has set us up that all the good stuff is not showing up on our TV, obviously. Chris says that Sandia is different as he's talking to Benz. He says that she's loving, caring, and she doesn't have much of a past. And when he said that, I said, I think that equals she doesn't have a high body count, and that's why he likes her.
Cha-ching.
I was reading between the lines, and that's what I got. And I think that's why he really likes her. So when we head back to the awkward photo shoot, Jody is dressed as some type of demon devil. Chris is King Dracula or something like that. He has a king and a cape on. The photographer keeps telling them just to get closer and closer and closer. And Aaron thinks this is building the tension in the air. Okay. And then as they're taking pictures, he slowly grabs her face. He turns it towards him and he kisses her. And he kisses her again a little bit more passionately. He says it's one of the best kisses he's ever had. Jody pops his bubble almost immediately in the confessional and says, I didn't feel anything with the kiss. I don't know what I was supposed to feel. Jody, you are over 30 years old. You know what you're supposed to feel when a man kisses you that you're interested in. But she said she didn't feel anything. Jody, I really want you to go home and stop playing on my TV. You playing with us and you playing with this man at this point. So now back at the house, Chris and Sandia friends are going to be meeting each other. Benz is already geared up that he can't wait to put his foot in his mouth. And Chris is definitely afraid about what he's going to say because he said it's, the things that come out of his mouth can be wild. Stephanie, Sandia's friend, asks if Chris is ready for love and commitment. Benz immediately chuckles as if this is the funniest joke he has ever heard because he thinks this is Chris's downfall. And he's like, right out the gate, you got to have sex. You got to see if it's good because there's no need in basically waiting 4 months to smash if you then smash and then it's terrible because Chris right here is not going to stick around. We knew that already, Benz, but thanks for confirmation. Chris says he is a relationship person. It is not all about sex. Is this the same man who the very first episode was like, he basically loves bomb women for 3-4 days straight and then he ghosts them? But yet he's a relationship guy. Is this the same guy that says he has trust issues with women? That her feelings really don't matter. It's not valid. But you're a relationship guy, Chris. Okay. Ben says that men don't cheat. They just need options. Stephanie says she really wants Chris to be monogamous and committed to her friend. And she ends up co-signing that she thinks Chris is a good choice for her friend Sandia. So Sandia, you not only need glasses, you need better friends as well because they're not using their thinker, and you're not using your thinker either. This is really concerning to me at this point, but I see you have nobody in your corner really guiding you to what a good man should be. So I guess I can't blame you 100%, okay? So back at the photo shoot, Jody says that she enjoyed the date, and she isn't sure if she should tell Aaron that the kiss really just, it didn't do it for her. She says she feels a little bit bad, and she really don't want to hurt his feelings, but she felt nothing. Aaron asks her if, she sees them doing things like this in the long run and if she enjoyed the kiss, and Jody's like, yeah. Jody, why you lying? Why you steady lying?
Listen, stop wasting each other's time. Stop. Just stop it. Go on about your business.
Basically, I want her to be honest with this man and stop using this show for free room and board and food. Is really where I'm at this point.
Facts.
Go home and feed yourself and live in the place where you pay rent or mortgage. Because, honey.
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets, I guess. So now once they get back to the house, Aaron is like, you know, they had a great date. And then they get back and Jody, the switch just flips. And he's like, it's like the good date just never even happened. They get back to the house. She's acting cold towards him. She's eating some pizza. She acts like she don't even want to sit next to him and smell him and see him. I don't understand what happened. And then, of course, Chris is there. And y'all know if Chris is anywhere, he's going to instigate and ask some questions to stir up some mess. So he's like, it's like they aren't even enjoying each other. Chris then asks Aaron how he feels about, you know, her interacting with him. And Aaron is like, it's a little bit hard because every time I think I have Jody figured out, she flips and she changes. And then he basically has to do it all over again. Y'all. Kristen had the nerve to say something that I had to agree with, and it pissed me off completely that I had to agree with him. But he has the nerve to say he don't like how Jody is treating Aaron, and he needs to find somebody who's going to treat him better. And I said, damn it, Chris, you right. He does. He needs to find the guy of his dreams that's going to love him for the rest of his life and leave Jody alone. And Jody needs to leave him alone and find whoever is going to blow her back out that she can then ghost in the next 2 days. Like, y'all two don't want each other. Aaron says, I hear Chris. And it's not only something that the guys are noticing. So obviously he's been picking up what Jody has been putting down. But he hadn't said anything. He hasn't reacted in any way. And I'm not sure why. Like, what's the motive of you going along just to get along? I don't get it. Just leave and go home. But it's really ironic for Chris to think he's dishing out advice when he don't even treat Sandia right. So how are you giving advice about how somebody is treating another man when you treat Sandia like crap? Okay. We then see Greg and Josh are outside. They're talking since Millie is still a little bit upset with Greg. And now we see where the drama is really about to happen at the end of the episode, where Shay and Josh are off to their bedroom, aka the boom boom room, which it's their room at this point. Before they go off though, Diamond is like, hey girl, hey, let me be a little messy real quick. I got to tell you something. Before you go off to the boom boom room for, you know, the 10th night in a row, let me tell you something. So she tells her, I've been keeping up with Alexis. Y'all remember Alexis? Nuck if you buck. Very first episode, Alexis who got sent home, that Alexis. She pulls her aside and says that Alexis told her that Josh tried her. And she was like, tried her how? Sexually? And she's like, yeah. So she tells her that apparently on the first night, they were all in the room together. We see camera footage of Josh talking to Alexis, kind of whispering in her ear. It definitely looks a little bit fishy. First it's Shay in the conversation, and then we kind of see Josh and Alexis go off in a hallway, closet, whatever it is, where they did not have any cameras. We don't know what happened, but it looks suspect, okay? Shay tells Diamond that Josh told her that Alexis came on to him, and if he wanted to smash, he could. So now Shay is obviously upset. She already has trust issues, and this basically has just resurfaced those issues she has, and says if this is true, then they cannot come back from this. So they get to the boom room, and y'all know how Shay is. She is wrapped up in this blanket that she is always wrapped up in, and she just sits down and just gets right into it. Did you try to F Alexis? And Josh is like, nah, she came up to me and was like, I thought we was going to try to have a threesome. You here to meet the man that you never ever met, and now you want to never ever met somebody else's man in a threesome? Josh tells Shay that they were all talking, and then Shay ends up falling asleep. So then him and Alexis went out to the hallway to continue talking so they would not wake up Shay. Okay, and then as they are having this discussion, Diamond comes moseying on into the boom boom room with her bonnet on. And I'm like, why are you here? Like, you've stirred up this drama. And now what, you coming to check on it to make sure your plan is going as you wanted it to? And that they're now in here arguing? Because right now I'm torn. Yeah, you probably should have told this girl if this man is trying to play with her, but why would you wait till now? I don't know what the time frame is and how long they have been at the house at this point. But if it happened on the first night, why are we now telling it at this point in the TV show? It's like the producers are whispering in Diamond's ear to come cause drama. We really don't even need that to keep this show interesting. The mess that y'all are doing alone is entertaining enough, okay?
Message.
So we see Josh is defending himself. He says he wouldn't have told her anything at all if he really was trying to sleep with Alexis. And now Shay is yelling that she's ready to go home to her mama. Josh is shocked that Diamond would spread the rumor with Shay, and Shay storms out. Diamond follows her. They go back to the house. She goes into the bathroom, and now Shay is in the closet crying about Josh. And she's like, I know he's lying. I know he's lying. Well, girl, if you know he's lying, go home to your mama. There's no need for us to cry about it, argue about it, go back to the boom boom room about it. If you feel like Josh is a liar and he is lying to you, leave him. It's that simple. And then now Diamond is talking about, don't throw away 12 years. I don't want to be in the middle of this. Well, Diamond, who asked you to get into the middle of it? You are sharing information that nobody asked for. So now don't try to omit yourself from the drama you have created, girl.
That part.
You and your man are just messy.
Fingernails.
Fingernail polish Aaron and Diamond are just messy. They are here to cause the mess, and that is it. So Shay heads back over to the boom boom room, says that she just has to deal with it, tells Josh that she just really needs to hear the truth, because why would Alexis be saying this? Josh is like, I didn't do nothing, and I really don't know what else to say to get you to believe me, because Shay obviously thinks he ain't telling the truth. And that's how the episode went off this week, y'all. These people get on my nerves. These people get on my nerves, and I need to see how many episodes are left, because I'm over. I am over this show, y'all. I really am. I'm sorry, but it's no hope in none of these couples. So we just here to ride it out until the end of the season. But that's all I got this week. Drop y'all comments in the comment section below and let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will be out of town next Friday, so the review will be late. If I watch it and feel like it's worth reviewing, I will when I get back, but it's not going to ruin my vacation high when I get back in town next week. But other than that, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.